It's probably about 3 a.m. and this is the time that I wake up and I start thinking about stuff. And we did an experiment here at the cabin. We turned off the water and we went 3 weeks without running water. Why? Because I wanted to know what it's really like. 2, I wanted to know how much water do you really need. And 3, how do you overcome things? And I'll tell you what, I really have been prepping pretty much my whole life. I was brought up in the Midwest, and being brought up in the Midwest, we lived a very simple, down-to-earth life. We worked hard, we raised animals, we had a garden, my grandmothers both canned. We did those things. But also, we have lost a lot of those ways, right, over the years. We've gotten very lazy and reliant on turning on a faucet or flushing a toilet or flipping on a light. So I really wanted to see what it would be like to go without water for 3 to 4 weeks. We did 3 weeks and it was not easy. And I'm about to show you a little bit of the journey and then I'll come back on. But it really should make you think, because as long as we've been prepping, myself and Dragonflies has been prepping, it was eye-opening. And there's some things that we have to overcome. And after this, I'll come back on and tell you. So since we're on this water kick, right, I want to start showing some things. So to make 1 pot of coffee, you would need 2.5 bottles of water, approximately 16.9 ounces. So folks, I'm going to tell you right now, this water challenge that we did for 3 weeks is not an easy thing. So 2.5, if you drink just 1 pot of coffee a day, you're going to be going through some water. And that's why I've always said that their calculations about 1 gallon of water per day per person is way off, because you still got to wash your face, wash your body. You're going to want a hot drink or coffee or whatever, right? Also, I want to let you know that, like, when you go to flush a toilet and say you have no running water, it's approximately 1 gallon of water that you'll have to run down the back, inside the back toilet tank. So once again, there's another gallon. Even if you only flush that toilet, which sounds really terrible, but to keep it sanitary, once or twice a day. So there's another 2 gallons. So when you start adding up all these things about water, excuse me, I'm doing stuff while I'm talking to y'all. But when you start doing all these things, right, the water consumption really adds up. And actually, I'm making coffee. I'm being nice this morning. But it's really important to think about, you know, how much water are you going to really need? And I'm telling you right now, folks. Oh, yeah. Anyway, and then you got dishes to wash. Now, you know, there's ways that you can conserve water when doing dishes, the same as with the toilet. You know, only flush, you know, yellow's mellow, and, well, the poopy doo is the poopy doo. So, you know, there's some options to save water. It can also make you an outdoor latrine. But you're still going to need water. And that's what people don't realize, is how much water you will actually consume in just that little bit of time. In one day alone, you're going to consume a lot of water. And then if you have animals, you're going to have to take into consideration how much will you need for your animals. So it's, you know, there's a lot to go into it. So also, when you catch your own water, sometimes you have to go haul water. That's what we're doing today. We're going to be hauling at least 2 totes, which is like 700 gallons, because the rain catch is not catching enough. So here, Bones, say hi. All right, so off we go. So this is how you prep water when you don't have a well. This is how you do it.
You throw the cistern tank or the IBC tank in the back of the pickup truck and take it to the gas station and get you some water.
Stop. I don't want that on my video. Now knock it off, you redneck.
You do the dang thing.
Hand me it.
Get her done.
Hand it here.
Get her done. Cletus. Get her done. Come on. Come on with it.
Dragonflies, really?
Come on with it.
Dragonflies. Now go get us some bleach. Give me that phone.
We don't have no bleach. There's bleachers at home.
All right.
See how dirty it is?
Oh yeah, this thing's slow as shit.
Yeah, it is. It's really slow. We're going to have to go to the big boy one. We're going to the big boy. You want to just go there now? This will take us forever. Turn it off, Christina. Hand it to me, Cletus.
And it will fucking bust my window, fuck the side of my truck up. You gotta literally hold it down there, on there.
So this is how we do it to get water. There's a little water machine like a car wash. Costs 25 cents, I think, per 150 gallons. Pumps up through here. Main thing is you gotta really hold on to this sucker, because if you don't, it will go everywhere. So one thing that we realized is that when you have no running water, you go through water very quickly when you're not used to having to do that, right? Which none of us are. Most people are not used to have to conserve water. We have been conserving water going on 4 years living in this cabin because we do not have a well. We live off of a cistern system. Secondly, before that, I was a nomad. I lived in a 36-foot Class A RV, like a big bus, and learned to conserve water. But then when you turn off the water and don't go replenish your water and rely on Mother Nature to give you rain, it gets a little tricky. So one thing that I really realized is that water is so, I mean, we talk about it on prepping channels how important it is, but when it really comes down to it, man, oh man. So it takes roughly 1 gallon to 2 gallons of water to flush a toilet. It takes roughly 30 to 40 ounces of water, so 3 small water bottles, to make 1 pot of coffee. And then you got to brush your teeth and wash your face and wash your body and water your animals. And it gets a little stressful because we have a lot of water stored in filtrated water from Alexa Pure, which I'll show. We also have water from cases and gallons and collapsibles. And I really thought, wow, 3 weeks ain't gonna be nothing. 3 weeks was a lot. And it did stress our water supply. Did I get into the bottom 250 of the cistern? No, I didn't. That's a backup. I have 2 55-gallon barrels sitting out in the yard by the cistern. We used one of them, we didn't use the other one. But in 3 weeks, filtered water, we went through a lot. So it brings me to another point, the Alexa Pure or the Berkey. So it's great to have those systems. We have an Alexa Pure. But how are you going to get new filters for them? How are you going to get new filters for the Alexa Pure or the Berkey? How long will the filters last? What if you can't get water for months and months? Then what? So there's a lot of things to think about. And then I think one of the biggest things was the toilet. Dragonflies refuses to go to the outhouse. She said, get me a bucket and a pool noodle, because she doesn't want to go to the outhouse. Plus, if there was a nuclear situation, you wouldn't be able to go to and utilize an outhouse either. So I would say that one thing that we're going to do is they sell, and I'll be getting it here this week, and I will show it. They sell these portable toilets that you can use on an RV, or if you have a handicapped person in your home or household. So we're going to purchase one of those. I'm looking on Mercari right now to see if I can find a used one, because I'm a tightwad. So that's a big thing. But then you're going to need lots and lots of trash bags, because either you're going to have to take your waste and dump it and walk it out and dump it away from your premises, or you're going to have to bag it up and then burn it. So there's a lot of things to think about, and I'm telling you that right now. The other big thing is when it comes to washing dishes. So you're getting low on water, and then what? How are you going to keep your utensils and your dishes clean? How are you going to keep your clothes clean? So I would suggest top 3 that we're lacking in, that we need to get for water, safety, water, expansion, water is one, is definitely some type of portable toilet, and we're going to get another 5-gallon bucket. We're also going to put a pool noodle on that bucket. I will be showing that in this premiere. Secondly, some dishwater buckets, like 2 buckets, one for each side of the your dish sinks. One can be clean water, one can be your rinse water. Then when you're done with those 2 things of water, you could also utilize those to water plants for your garden. So that's another thing. And I think the biggest thing is the restroom. I think that is a huge thing, and that will be a huge thing for people. They also sell on Amazon, which is a product that's called No Rinse Wash. They use it in a lot of nursing home and retirement homes. So you could buy a couple cans of that, or maybe a case of it, whatever you could afford. And that it basically cleans you without taking a shower. So that's another important thing. Also, I got to experience showers with no hot water. That was a lot of fun. So what I did is I would take one, not even a gallon, I believe it's a quart bottle, maybe a half a gallon of water, and utilize it for one shower. And that was for brushing my teeth, washing my body. And I'll tell you what, it reminded me of the old military Navy days, but I did it. And I kept my body clean, because without keeping your body clean, you may get lice, you might get who knows what, right? You could get some really nasty bugs and stuff. So that's another important thing. Also to have maybe a little solar shower so that you don't always have to take a cold shower. We do have a solar shower, but I didn't open it up. Maybe I'll open it up on here and y'all can take a shower with me. I'm just saying. But anyway, there's a lot to learn about water. I think also, the Alexa Pure and all those things are great, but I would definitely suggest having lots of bleach. I would definitely suggest upping your plastic bags. I would definitely suggest getting a couple 5-gallon buckets, and possibly with lids so that you don't have to empty it non-stop. You can wait till it's like halfway full, or whatever weight you can handle, to empty your feces and your urine. Also, guys, I would suggest you just go use the woods. And maybe ladies, I will show it. It's Dragonfly's thing, and it's some kind of adapter bopper, and anyway, I'll show it. So I would suggest, if it's yellow, it's mellow, and I wouldn't flush the toilet on a daily basis, because it will take up a lot of water. There's a lot of things that I really don't believe that we've ever experienced in this country, unless you were like me, where my grandparents never had indoor plumbing until I was like 19. I was in the Navy, and they were so excited. We do have an outhouse, and I believe the outhouse can be utilized, but I believe with the way Dragonflies feels about it, it would have to be seriously revamped up. So that's another project I would like to work on. Right now, I'm working on rain catch and expanding the rain catch. I will be showing the expansion of the rain catch. We are utilizing every inch of our roof, because 1 inch of water on a roof, you can get up to 600 gallons of water with 1 inch of rain, depending on your roof size. But you could always use planters, buckets, anything, pots and pans, whatever, to collect water when it's raining. And you're going to have to do the work. I was very blessed the other day. I spoke to a lady. She was 97 years old, and we had a wonderful conversation. And I asked her,
you lived during the Great Depression. And she said, yes. I said, I have a question for you. How did you all make it? And she said, honey? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, we worked hard. And she said, we worked hard every day, 7 days a week. And she said, we had our own animals and our own garden. And she goes, that is the most important thing, is to just be able to feed yourself so that you don't starve. And she was very sincere and very sweet. We had a nice conversation. So I think that those are great words of wisdom. And right now, while we still have time to work hard, we need to work hard. We need to work hard to put these things in place and not be lazy and think it's just going to happen.
I think one of the biggest things to overcome when it comes to water consumption is that we always waste water. People waste water. People take water for granted. And water is, you can only go a couple days before you're going to have drastic health effects from not having water. So I think it's very important to start implementing the water system, the water prepping into your life now, because it can save your life. The last thing you want to do is not have any water and to be caught in that situation where you're out trying to figure out how to get water. Water storing is another thing that is difficult because water weighs 8.375 pounds per gallon. So that being said, that is a lot of weight. So it is very important, we talked about this before, is finding water sources around you. Be it if it's streams, ponds, lakes, the ocean, whatever it is, you need to find the water source. Then you need to know how to clean and purify and disinfect that water source. And how are you going to haul it if there would be an EMP or another type of situation? You would be able, we have a portable wagon, a collapsible foldable wagon. But also at this point, I am looking at getting a bicycle and also a small motorcycle. Those two things will be implemented in my life very, very soon. Especially the bike, that will be first, then the motorcycle. I think having some type of transportation when or if an EMP or a grid down situation would happen is going to be essential to be able to get to that water source. Our closest water source, we're very blessed, is right across our private road. Within another mile is 2 more water sources. We also have a weather creek on the back of the property. So we have 4 water sources within a mile and a half at the most. So that's a good thing. But how many other people are going to be utilizing that water, and how quickly will that water be gone? So there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to water prepping. This is episode 1 of 3. So there's going to be 2 more episodes on water. Also in the playlist, if you go to the playlist, you will see another video and live stream about where to find water if you run out of water. You have to be on point about water, folks. This is to the extreme with everything that's popping off around the world. If you had to shelter in place, if you had to stay in your home or in your local community for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, a couple months, whatever it may be, do you have the capability to get water? That is so important. Without water, you're not going to make it. This is the first episode. On the second one, it will be a live stream. I believe it will be coming. I believe I'll be going out live tonight, depending on the news situation. Otherwise, we'll have another part 2 coming up immediately. I want y'all to get on point about water. Go now, because we know during a hurricane or any type of natural disaster, water is one of the first things. Water and toilet paper, gone. We've seen it during COVID. We've seen it during hurricanes, and it's gone within hours. So you do not want to be caught in the masses. Get out there today, buy a case of water. If you can't afford a case, buy a gallon. If you can't afford a gallon, start filling up jugs. Put them everywhere and anywhere you possibly can.
in closets, under beds, behind your couch, behind your chair, in your bathroom, any storage facility or area you have available. Fill them and fill them now. I would say this, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to have a little bit more just in case, and that water will stay good for 6 months. Make sure you have bleach, make sure you have duct tape, make sure you have commercial bags. I hope that each and every one of you enjoyed this premiere today. I will see you soon, and let's hope that there's not an emergency or a red alert today with everything that's popping off. It's already starting again this morning. It's Monday. I will see you all later today. God bless from here in the Ozarks to wherever you're at, friends. OTWP Mag. There's no time like the present. The time is here. It's no longer the time is near. Do the dang thing. Do it daily. And big, huge prepper hugs. God bless.